Good morning, I'm Neva Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Thursday, 22nd of January. In this update, heavy rain is continuing to impact the North Island's east coast, with red warning still in effect across Bay of Plenty and the northern Gisborne district. Gisborne State Highway 35 is completely closed, with communities cut off and some areas evacuated. Weather's impacting many parts of Bay of Plenty, with State Highway 2 closed in several places between Tauranga and Paeroa, including through the Karangahake Gorge. Flooding remains an issue on the Coromandel, with State Highway 25 closed in several places, leaving much of the peninsula cut off. Thousands of people are without power in affected regions, with states of emergency in effect across the Gisborne district, Bay of Plenty, Coromandel and Whangarei. Met Service meteorologist John Law says conditions should gradually ease today. The US president's likely to have ruffled a few Danish feathers with his description of Greenland and version of events during World War II. Donald Trump's threatening tariffs unless he can buy the Danish territory, but has ruled out force at the World Economic Forum. He says the US saved Greenland from the Nazis and then gave it back to Denmark. The BBC reports Greenland wasn't the United States to give back, as it was never their territory. A former Labour leader believes there's a real possibility of a one-term government. Prime Minister Christopher Luxon announced November 7 as polling day, as Labour leader Chris Hipkins said his party was ready to go. 15 years ago, Phil Goff was in the same position as Hipkins, attempting to unseat a first-term government. But he says in 2011, the country felt the key government was on the right track. He says now polls show most voters think the country's on the wrong track, and that doesn't bode well for the government. It's unclear how many people born between 1969 and 1992 fall into a void of not being identified as vaccinated against measles. Data released under the Official Information Act shows about 1.5 million people have no record of immunisation, but it cautions many will have been jabbed before the National Immunisation Register began in 2005. Claims the firefighter morale is at an all-time low as the unions representing them take fire and emergency to court. The Professional Firefighters Union and the Public Service Association will take action to the Employment Relations Authority over a proposed restructure. PSA National Secretary Fleur Fitzsimons claims the restructure would trim or significantly change more than 150 non-firefighting roles. The construction sector is building solid momentum as job ads for the industry rise. Seek NZ's latest employment report shows a slight drop of 0.3% on overall job ads, citing less demand for workers in the retail, technology and hospitality sectors. Since November, jobs in construction have risen 3.4% nationally. And in sport, former All Blacks first five Lima Sopoaga suggests Highlanders coach Jamie Joseph's people skills make him the best option to take over the national team job from Scott Robertson. India have beaten New Zealand by 48 runs in the opening T20 Cricket International of their five-match World Cup build-up series at Nagpur. The 38th America's Cup match will be contested from July next year in Naples. Josh Burnett will don the race leader's orange jersey on the fifth stage of cycling's Tour of Southland. I'm Neva Manu, that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.